Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today I have the brand new Juvia's Place coffee shop collection to try out for you guys. I picked up the eyeshadow palette and I picked up two lip glosses. I am wearing one of the glosses already. This was a full collection, guys. This is a 16 pan eyeshadow palette full of beautiful matte and shimmer shadows. You also have some lip glosses to choose from as well as lip liners. Now, I bought mine early as soon as it dropped, so there were a couple things that weren't available yet. I don't think that they had the full collection being sold together, so I just kind of picked and choose, you know, the items that I wanted. Oh, and I don't think the lip liners were on there either. I do have some Juvia's Place lip liners from past collections. I do enjoy them. I do enjoy their glosses. I like that this is a really opaque gloss. This shade is called Chocolate Dip, and I'll change into the other shade I got a little bit later in the video. I'm excited for this, although I will say that as soon as I saw this palette released, I immediately thought of this one from ColourPop. They're Not a Box of Chocolates palette. I don't own that palette to compare it side by side, but once I get done creating the three looks, we will do some comparisons to other things that you might already have in your stash. I realize this is a very basic brown palette, but for some of you out there, this might be exactly what your collection needs. If it is your first time here on my channel, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steff, and this is what I love to do. Love trying out new makeup. You're always going to see the latest and greatest in makeup reviews. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, hence today's video. I do makeup ranking videos. If that sounds like somewhere you want to be and something you want to see on pretty much a daily basis, I do tend to upload quite a bit. Do me a favor, please. Click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you like Juvia's Place, if you're curious about this coffee shop palette, give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual, everything that I'm wearing will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, which a lot of you have, thank you so much on this Cyber Week. I appreciate it so much. It all comes back to help me fund this channel. Let's get started with today's video. If you guys want to see the coffee shop palette from Juvia's Place in action, keep on watching. Alright, now I've already primed my eyelids with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. I do have the one from Juvia's Place. I use shade 1, but I just don't know where I have it at the moment. And side note, in case you see me taking a sip out of something, look who got into iced coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, guys. I mainly just stick to tea, and you guys know I drink a lot of water, but over the break, I discovered iced coffee. It's the one from Starbucks with a little bit of a I think it's like oat milk pumpkin spice creamer. Tastes pretty good. So I don't know if I'll do that every day, but right now during this holiday break, that's been like my go-to drink. I just thought it paired perfectly with today's video. So let's see, where do I want to start? I think I'm gonna do this in the crease. That's an easy one. We'll do this in the crease, and then I think I'm gonna move up to this one. And I'm using a BK 212. Let me know what you guys have been buying. I have placed, let's see, I bought two things today. I bought the Glamlight Strawberry Shortcake Collection. I finally got my Magic Cream from Charlotte Tilbury. And I bought her new lipsticks, like the new shades. And that's all I bought today. It's probably the only things I'm gonna buy today. Yesterday, I got myself a treadmill. I have a treadmill already, but I got a smaller one. That way I could keep it in my bedroom, because the larger one I have is upstairs where I have a gym. For those of you that don't know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, I used to actually have my personal trainer certification. And so I would do personal training. I had a gym built at my house. And I would do that. And then I got away from it because I got too busy with my doctorate degree. I was getting ready to do my dissertation. And those of you that have gone through that, you know that it's very time consuming, so I had to pick and choose, and obviously I chose that. Okay, I like the shade. I think it's a very very pretty shadow, just a nice basic brown that you can throw in the crease and probably put pretty much any shimmer with it, and it's gonna look fantastic. Same brush. Now I'm gonna go into this one right here. And then yesterday I also bought the two new palettes, Paws and Claws, from Menagerie Cosmetics. I've been wanting those palettes ever since I saw them on Instagram. Ever since I saw the cover art, I was like, I don't even care what they look like inside. I want those. They're so adorable. And I really do like the Menagerie Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. So I cannot wait to try those out for you guys. They're gonna be so cute. Like, you're gonna see them on display probably all of 2023. All right, now on a BK211, I'm gonna go into the shadow down here. See what kind of depth we can get. I will likely do a Black Friday haul video if you guys want to see that. That way I can show you guys what I got. We can just talk about what we got and how we're feeling about it, if we're excited. I know I'm excited for everything. I'm excited for everything. Nice. Love it. So I feel like I'm going to do an all matte look, at least for the lid. So I'm going to take my Moira eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to kind of cut the crease just a little bit, and I'm going to place that bone color shadow right there on the center. I'm just taking the last brush I used just to blend the edges. Now on a Refro 2, I'm going to pick up this bone color shadow. Okay guys, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shadow. This is the second one I used in the crease. And I'm using a BK210. I will do a shimmer right in here, but this is definitely more of a matte heavy palette. Now what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick up a little bit of this really dark matte. I'm just going to focus that like on the outer half, really close to the lash line. Now, in looking at the palette, for me, I don't really see an inner corner highlight shade. I mean, maybe this one right here. Yeah, I think that'll be the one that I try. I'm taking this on a damp Refro 03. Now with that same little Refro 03, I'm picking up that bone color shade, and I'm gonna add some to the brow bone. The brows came out a little fuller today. So I'm gonna do some finishing touches off camera, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 1 with a coffee shop palette. Alright guys, so here's the completed look number 1. The mascara I'll be using in today's video is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. For the top lash line, I had a Juvia's Place, a liquid liner, pen style liner. I hadn't used this in a while. It's just in the shade black. And then for the lower waterline, I went in with my Moira liner in the shade peach. I love this look. I like the way it turned out. Very simple to create. I mean, it's a basic look, but this can definitely be either a work look or an evening look, just depending on whatever, you know, your makeup preferences are. I like the way it turned out. The shadows were easy to work with, and I'm excited. I'm excited for creating 2 more looks. Let's move over to the left eye and we'll start working with look number 2. All right, so for look number 2, I want to do something dark and smoky. So I think what I want to do first is go in with this shadow, and then I want to use, actually, let's see. I feel like this is a bit of a sequin. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna pack this one on, and then I can always use this to like deepen up the outer corner, the edges a little bit. So these are the 2 I'm going to be using. I really want to use the shimmer shade as well. So let's get started with that. And I'm using a BK203. Wow, that's a nice shade. That has some pigment. Wow. Now on a Refer 13, I'm going in with that darker matte shade. I'm going to be focusing that out here and also working it in just to blend along the edge. Very light pressure. Guys, if you hear little water droplets or anything, it is raining outside and there's a big palm right outside this window and I can hear the rain just falling on the palm leaves. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shadow and I might end up deepening up with this one. I like that we're getting like warm and cool in this palette. I think a lot of you will appreciate that as well. And I'm using a BK A504. Now with that same brush, I'm going in with that sequin shade, the very first shade I used. I'm just keeping it really close to the lash line. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. I'm going to use my Morphe M124 and I am going to spray it. One of you all mentioned in, I don't remember which video it was, but it was one of my most recent videos, that the two Morphe brushes I got, one of them, and I forget which number, doesn't really pick up the product that well. And so you referred me to another Morphe brush that was going to be almost identical to this one, but it has like a little point. So whoever told me that, thank you. And I have that other brush in my cart at Ulta, so I'll definitely be buying it. Now I'm going to try this shadow right here. I'm going to do that. Let's see, I'm going to pick some up with my finger. Put it right here in the center. I'll probably do some of that on the inner corner as well. Now I'm using my little BH Cosmetics pencil brush. I did spray it. Still feeling a little bit of fallout though. I'm going to bring that down. Okay guys, let me add the finishing touches and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. Okay guys, here's a completed look number 2. Definitely a look I was trying to achieve a nice smoky eye. I just went in with black liner on the top. For the lower lash line, I used the Give by Gwen Stefani one and then the same Juvia's Place liner for the top lash line. And I love this. I've been having a good time with this palette and that's because I love playing with colorful makeup, but these shadows have been performing really well and I definitely like that mixture of warm and cool tone in this palette. So I'm going to take some quick pictures. I'm going to wipe off probably this look and I'll be right back and we'll start creating the third and final look. Oh, and I'm going to change the lip glosses. Alright guys, I did change lip glosses and this is the shade I went in with. It's called Salted Caramel. I will say they do have a coffee scent to them, but I don't necessarily know that they have a coffee flavor to them, but they are really comfortable. I think you're going to get better staying power from them when you pair them with a lip liner though. So let's start working on look number 3. I think I'm going to start with this shade in the crease and then we'll go from there. I'm taking this on a Refer 27. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Do any of you do like maybe a shrimp boil or do you do like a pasta, an Italian style Thanksgiving? Let me know. We've always done the traditional. We kind of change it up for Christmas though. So sometimes we'll do like seafood or sometimes we'll do Italian. It just depends. But typically for Thanksgiving, it's the traditional meal. Now I'm going to go in with the shade in the crease. Trying to use all the shades that I can. And I'm using a BK 211. Now I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shade right here, same brush. Just use it to deepen up. Now for shimmers, I'm going to do a combination of this one and this one, these two. And I think I'm going to start first with this one. I'm using my damp Morphe M124. Now I'm going in with the other shimmer. That looks nice. Adding a little bit of that darker matte back. I'm just using it to kind of lightly blend along the edge of the shimmer. You get a little bit of fallout from the shimmers. Now I'm going to go back in with the shade for the lower lash line. I'm using a BK207. Now on a damp Rephr 03, I'm taking some of that orange shimmer and just bringing it down. Now with that same brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit of the shade and use it to kind of tight line. Okay guys, I'm going to add the finishing touches off camera and I'll be right back to show you this third and final look. Okay guys, so here's the completed look number 3. For the lower waterline, I went in with an e.l.f. No Budge shadow stick. This one is in the shade Groovy, and then same everything else. Just did a little bit of a baby wing. And I really like the way the look turned out. Very Thanksgiving, well, day after Thanksgiving look, but still very wearable looks year round. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and I'll share with you guys my final thoughts on this Juvia's Place coffee shop collection. Alright guys, after using 14 out of the 16 shades in this coffee shop palette, it's the good Juvia's Place quality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you are looking for maybe an updated all brown neutral palette, where you just want to have the combination of warm and cool toned in a palette, this might be something you want to consider picking up. The palette retails for $26. I realize right now we're in the middle of Black Friday Cyber Week. Juvia's Place, I believe, is having a 50% off site-wide sale, but I don't know that any of the coffee shop collection is included in that. You can go over there and try it, but from what I saw before I came on camera, this was regular price at $26, which still isn't bad. I mean, for 16 shadows, Juvia's Place, they usually do a great job with the quality of their products, and this one is no different. You don't get a mirror with this one, but it's a nice palette. It's a nice something extra to add to your stash, especially for those of you who are maybe in need of a new neutral palette. This is definitely worth checking out in my opinion. I do like the lip glosses. Keep in mind there are lots more shades to choose from. I want to say there could be 8 or 10 different shades in the glosses. The one I have on right now is the shade Salted Caramel, and the one I started the video with was the darker one called Chocolate Dip. I don't remember offhand how much the glosses are. They could be 10 or 15, and then of course there were some lip liners released. I have some Juvia's Place lip liners. I highly recommend them. They are pretty good. And also guys, I'm wearing pretty much a full face of Juvia's Place, so everything that I'm wearing, it will be linked and listed in the description box, but I'm wearing their concealer, 2 different shades, as foundation today, and I love it. They have a really good concealer formula. It's full coverage, but it's not super thick. I feel like the foundation, that's really thick, so that's why I elected to go with concealer as foundation for today. And guys, one more thing, I did see over on the Juvia's Place Instagram that somebody asked in the comments when this was going to Ulta, and they said not until next year. So just keep that in mind if this is something that you're going to want to pick up. It won't be over there for at least over a month from now. Now, I did tell you I was going to give you guys some alternatives to show you guys some other things that I have in my stash. I don't have the ColourPop Not a Box of Chocolates palette, but that was the first palette that came to mind when I saw this collection release on Instagram. The first one I brought out, which I have a review on, is the new Beauty Bay Neutral palette. This is also same type of packaging, but this is definitely more of a full-on neutral tone color story, whereas the Juvia's Place, you're getting a mixture of warm and cool and, you know, a little neutralness somewhere in the middle. I feel like the quality on both is pretty good. You can buy the Beauty Bay one at a cheaper price point. I think I paid $16 or $18, but I think all of the Beauty Bay website is like half off right now, so you can get that neutral palette at an amazing deal if those shades appeal to you more. Now, also from Juvia's Place, but I don't know if it's still available, Nomad by Juvia's. This is a beautiful 9-pan palette. You do have green, you do have yellow, but look at how beautiful these would be paired together, especially if you bring in the green and the yellow from the Nomad palette. I just think that they would be beautiful complements to one another. Again, I don't know if this one is still in stock. And then the last one that came to mind was also from Juvia's Place, and this is the Chocolates by Juvia's. This is a little 6-pan palette, which I think you can probably find for like $6 or $8 right now on sale, but there you go. Definitely a lot of similarities between the two. And then if you were thinking about Chocolate Martini from Glamlight. Here it is. Gorgeous palette, which Glamlight is also having like a 40% off site-wide sale. Here they are next to one another, and you can see the similarities. But of course, Glamlight, you have a bit more, you know, a little bit more color options, I guess you could say. But really nice to pair with one another as well. Overall, guys, the coffee shop collection from Juvia's Place, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. Performance-wise, it's great. For what it is, being a coffee-inspired palette, I think they hit the mark. I mean, they wanted this to be a brown, neutral, and warm color tone palette, and all of these shades are just beautiful. They're wonderful complements to one another, and this would definitely be a nice complement to other things that you already have in your stash. I do enjoy the lip gloss formula. I think it's really good, and I also enjoy the lip liner formula. Wasn't able to pick up lip liners, but if I were you and you're going to be shopping around the Juvia's Place, I would definitely consider maybe picking up this palette and maybe one lip liner and one lip gloss, just if you wanted to try out the entire collection. Everything is available now at Juvia's Place. Do check the description box for all of my links and any other information related to today's video. Let me know which look you like best, guys. Are you team 1, 2, 3, none, all? Sound off in the comments down below. Let me know if coffee shop from Juvia's is in your future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.